Welcome back guys to my next video on SSAS. Okay, and as I said, I'm gonna make a couple of videos on SSAS administration tasks, which will be helpful for you guys. I'm pretty sure that if you, there is no special designation called OLAP DBA. I've never seen, at least in my career. So um, when you come to SQL Server or when you come to any database, you'll find two set of people in for any databases like DBAs who will be managing the databases and all, and the other set is developers. Whereas in SSAS, I've never seen any DBA. So you have to do, being a developer of SSAS cubes and writing MDX queries, you also need to take care of the server, how it is functioning, and if it goes wrong, if something goes wrong, then you have to take care of it. So luckily I got chance to work on DBA side, so I am gaining a lot of knowledge in that side too. That is really helping me, and I hope my videos will help you guys in understanding little things, or few things on DBA side, which you can apply or implement in your projects. So today in this video we're going to discuss about flight recorder. What is the use of flight recorder and where you can find it. For that, first let me show you where you can find the flight recorder. If you have a custom normal installation like in your local machine, you will find it in SQL Server Drive in log folder. There will be a log folder created, and you'll find the flight recorder in log folder. If you point the log folder to some other location, then the flight recorder will be copied to the location that you have specified for the log folder. So this is my personal PC, so I have not set the log folder to some other different location, so it will be copied into my SQL Server, Microsoft SQL Server folder. I am navigating to the same. And you can observe I have two instances of analysis services. One is MS SQL Server and another one is SQL Dev. So if you see the folders, you will have the same structure like backup, bin, config, data, and there you can find the log folder. In the same way, if you go to the other instance, I have not specified the log folder to some other location while installing the analysis services, and hence I can see the log folder in the same custom path like my under SQL Server. It will take MSAS10 dot the instance name, and in that OLAP folder, and in that you will find the log folder. Now let's see what is this guy. What this log folder consists of. I'm going to the normal default instance, that is MS SQL Server instance, and that OLAP folder, and I'm going to the log folder, and you can see there are three files. One is MSM We call this one as MSM log file, which is very important. If your server crashes, you will find little information on that. And you will also find information like when the server is stopped and when the server is started. So much of beautiful information like that. Okay, useful information. If you see, let me open it, and you can see the server started here, and then somewhere is the flight recorder was started, the server started. Whenever my system is starting, you can see the flight recorder. First it is starting the flight recorder, and then the service. Again the flight recorder and the service. Flight recorder, service. So whenever I start, if there is anything called bouncing of the server, like stopping and starting, that means in other words it is called restarting of the server, then you can see the logs will be like this. Service is stopped, and flight recorder started, and service started. You can see these three lines, I guess, where my mouse is where I'm highlighting. So this means this is bouncing of the server. I did not restart the system, I just bounced the server. In other words, restarted the server. So the first step is server stopped, and then flight recorder started, and then service started. And again I bounced the server the same way, and again I bounced the server. I just did couple of times to show you that how the log will be, how the data will be logged in the MSM DSRV log file when the server is bounced. And the other files, you can see two different files for flight recorder. One is current and another one is back. So whenever you bounce the server, the current file will be converted to backup file, and a fresh current file will be created. So the backup file you can use it if the server crashed or if the server restarted automatically, and all the information that caused the server bounce or server restart will be moved to the flight recorder back, and the flight recorder current will be for will record the trace data after the server is started. Now let me show you what we have in the trace. Actually, you can open this flight recorder using the trace file. You can directly double click it, or if you want to open it using some profiler, you have to open the profiler first. I think if you install the SQL Server, you can find it under the performance tool or analysis service. This is Windows 8, so you can find it here somewhere. You can see this is the SQL Server profiler. If you click on this, and you can go and open the trace file, and it will ask you for the path to where the trace file is. As I already opened the folder, I can copy the path and I can paste it over here, and I can find these two trace files. If I click on back file, it will open the back file and what happened when the last before the server bounced. All the backup data will be available here. So I've not done anything on the server, that's why there is no much information. Now let me show you how it will be, what kind of data will be captured when I process the cube on the server. As I showed you, I'm showing the trace file of MSM SQL, the default instance one. So to make some to log some trace, what I'm going to do is I'm going to process the cube that is available in the Microsoft SQL Server instance. So for that, let me connect to SQL Server Management Studio to process the cube. And remember, I'm going to do it in default instance. So first, let me connect. This is my default instance. And let me see whether I have any cubes or not. Luckily, I have one, a junk cube. And you can see the trace data is just 2 KB. Let me process the database. I don't know how much time it is going to take. I'm pretty sure it's not going to take more than a couple of minutes, max 2 minutes. Let me click on process. I'll go with process full here. This is process full. Okay. Now it has been triggered. Let's see. You can see the trace is increasing. That means the activity is going on the trace. As long as the activity is going on, the process is cool. So process is done. We're good with this. And it is successful. Now let's see what is captured in the trace as part of the process. Okay. Now this is the stuff. Let me maximize it. And here you can see the command begin at, it should be somewhere around 12:16 a.m. in the morning. I'm looking for it. Here it is. Command begin, and I'm doing process full. You can see the XMLA command. I'm doing the process full of AdventureWorks database, and as part of this, it will read the data. You can, it just finished immediately. It has not taken much time. Let me go deeper into this. And you can see here the command in where the batch command is completed successfully. So this is the uses. This is the use of flight recorder in analysis services. And let's try to do something different. I'm trying to take the backup of the cube, the whole database, and let me overwrite the file if there is anything and I don't want to encrypt the backup file. If I click on it, even this one will be, the backup is completed now. Even this command will be traced in the flight recorder. So flight recorder will have the complete information of what's happening on your server side, and it really helps whenever you are trying to understand if there is any problem on the server side, like server hang or something like that. So this really helps you guys, and this is it. And you can see the backup started and backup completed immediately. It has not taken much time and there was no much event. So if you are dealing with huge databases like 500 gigs or 1000 gigs or 1 terabyte or even more than that, then you will get hell of trace. That data will be very much useful whenever you have problems on your server side. Hope this video helps you guys. And next I'm gonna make one more video related to the trace, SQL Server Profiler and trace, to show how this replay helps us. Replay is a beautiful option which you can use, and recently I was asked to use the replay option to test, to put load on the different server to test it. The load that is available on the production server, I want to replicate the same load on the test server to test the performance of the fix we have done for gaining the performance. So this replay plays a major role in achieving such kind of requirements. So I'm gonna discuss the same in the next video. Hope you will catch that video I'm gonna upload it in a day. So hope you will go through that video also. And remember, this flight recorder will be available in the OLAP log folder or the custom log folder, whatever you have specified. It will be available in the log folder. Now let me do one quick thing before I sign off to this video. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna restart the service, and let's see what's gonna happen to the current flight recorder file. So as you all know, I've done it in MS SQL instance. I clicked on restart of the same instance. Now let me go to the folder. It has been 390 KB in size, the current file, and the restart is going on. Let me refresh it now, and you can see the current has become 2 and the backup has become 390. That means the server is restarted successfully. You can see the time is 12:23 AM and the server restarted at 12:22. Whenever the server is restarted, the current file will become backup and a new current file will be created, which will be plain and which will not have any information at this point. So again, it will start capturing all the trace files, all the activity that is happening on the server side. Hope this video helps you guys, and please wait for my next video on replay option in SQL Server Profiler trace. Thank you and have a great day. Bye-bye.